You're about to listen to the Timey-Wimey Tea Time Podcast, a GeekyAntics.net and AllGames.com production. Find out what everyone's talking about. The Doctor, of course. Doctor Who? Exactly, that Doctor. Join us live at www.twitch.tv/GeekyAntics. That's GeekyAntics. Hang out with us, ask questions, laugh, and have at it. We can't wait to hear what's on your minds and hearts.
Tiny Wimey Tea Time.
Greetings and welcome to Timey-Wimey Tea Time. Not to be confused with Timey-Wimey Tea Time or Timmy-Wimey Tea Time, though I guess those are synonymous. This is where friends gather to talk about all things Doctor Who, sci-fi, fantasy, zombies, creativity, and geekdom as a whole. And we've been expanding our scope more to video games, so yeah. This is another April joint. I didn't update the show notes, so I almost confused myself. But I'm ready. I'm adapting. That voice you hear over there is my co-pilot for this wonderful space journey, Oolong. How you doing, man?
Oh man, doing good.
See how I switched up the intro a little bit there?
I did. It's we're off the pages, man. I don't know what to do.
Ooh, I know. Flipping the script, man.
Anything could happen.
Dun dun dun. But I'm YogiZilla. I'm also known as Yomar. And friends call me Yogi, IRL. Yeah. BFT in the chat says, holy crap, a wild Obi on a Saturday. Holy crap, that is Obi on a Saturday. What? What is going on? You know what, this morning I saw him playing, I think he was playing some GTA this morning. He's hooked, so he's actually up and at him. We have a nice little crowd here today. It's pretty cool. I see Steady Thrust in here. Yeah. We are a live show, by the way, so if you hear us refer to people in the chat, we are on Twitch and we're on allgames.com. And Tiger Claw always tells me, you forgot to change the title stream. No, it's a glitch on the server. I didn't forget to. I changed it. It's just sometimes it takes, sometimes it doesn't, and I do nothing different. I blame the server or whatever's going on over there. And I push the button. You know, don't you hate when you hold shift a little bit too long? And then Windows does the bleep, sticky keys. I gotta disable that.
You've got sticky keys. Would you like to? No. The answer is never yes. It's always no.
I wanna unsticky them. Come on. That sounds bad. And we do try to keep this G-rated, if not PG. You know, depending on the mood. But we try to keep it family friendly. But for those of you that don't know about who we are, Oolong and I belong to the GeekyAnti network. We're collaborating with AllGames.com and the United Broadcasting Network. We are streamers, podcasters, and writers. Well, actually, Oolong, have you been doing a lot of writing lately or no?
Not a lot of, well, not really, not a bunch of writing. More like rabble-rousing and trouble starting, I guess, but not really writing.
You need to join us with the Flash Fiction Fund. We're going to start doing some haikus and little things like that, little contests and whatnot for funsies.
Oh man, I might have to get in on that. It's been a while since I've dusted off the old poetry and worked my chops, if you will. So yeah, I might have to get in on that and brush up.
Yeah, poetry, you know, you can freeform it. You're not really restricted. So, and it's less of a commitment than writing like a short story, right?
Yeah.
So, but we could do flash fiction, we could do fan fiction, you know?
Yeah.
Because the long form stuff, I know a lot of people can't do it because, you know, you write 1 or 2 pages worth of stuff, and then you keep editing it, and then by the time you're like halfway through it, you're like, I'm done. I don't feel like I don't like this draft. It's going in the trash. I'm done. I'm not coming back to it. Oh man, but as Stan likes to describe me, I always like sharing this little tidbit because I think it describes me pretty well. I'm a gamer, I'm a dreamer, an author of silliness, a disgruntled techie, a wild-eyed entrepreneur, and a fistful of happy emojicons and sunshine. I ride into the battle upon a glittering My Little Pony, and out of my mouth come laughing swords of peppermint and ginger. Yeah, sounds about right. Oolong, I would say, is the voice of God. I'm just kidding, that's blasphemy. That's not nice. I do love your voice, though. You have a very authoritative voice. But then you're like one of the friendliest, nicest guys I know.
Yeah.
That's why we get along.
I got that teddy bear syndrome. Like, it works really well, when you're just like, do this, please. It happens. It works.
Yes, and Obi wants to make sure I mention that I'm a filthy hardcore casual. 'Cause when it comes to gaming, I'm casual, but I'm also hardcore at the same time. Like, I'm casual in that I don't feel like losing is gonna change my life. Neither is winning, but I still try hard enough where I'm not like becoming a complete like useless part of the team. And Oolong and I are usually the ones that are keeping the peace when our team gets a little salty.
Yeah. That is very true. We try to sprinkle a little sugar on the salt, just a little.
Just a smidge. But, for those joining us for the first time, we hope that you could join us for this tea time and future tea times, live or after the fact via the various audio podcast feeds that are out there, including Stitchers, iTunes, TuneIn Radio, and all that good stuff. Zune, that's a thing still. BlackBerry, they have a podcast market.
Wait,
and they're still
Zune is still a thing?
Apparently, yeah, because I have a contact person that I email, and they respond on Microsoft. I saw individual person that respond. It's weird, right?
that's like the one guy at his basement. He's like, I run Zune.
Oh, that's actually really tragic. That's probably the most tragic story I've heard recently. Other than the cat trying to poop in the toilet and ending up pooping on the floor.
And then trying to hide the evidence.
It's like, these tiles look like dirt. Wait, nothing's moving.
Uh-oh. Busted.
Oh, goodness. Yeah, so, we've, before the show, we got sucked into the wonderful world that is, cute cat videos. And, that rabbit hole goes quite deep.
Yeah.
But I wonder if Eliza Dooley likes cute cat videos.
I don't know.
They never mention it.
Fanny Dooley might. She likes all sorts of stuff and then doesn't like other stuff.
Her sister, they just show her one time, right? Is that her name?
No, Fanny Dooley was, you ever see Zoom back when you were a kid?
Oh my goodness.
Like, they used to have these, like, Fanny Dooley likes apples.
Oh!
But hates green apples.
Yeah.
Why is that? Like,
I thought
they were little brain teasers.
Yeah, because they show. We're talking about right now. If you don't know what the heck we're talking about Eliza Dooley from Selfie, and her sister was on the show, one of the last episodes, unaired episodes, by the way. We'll talk about that more later.
Yeah.
But I was just curious if she's also into the social media. You would think cat videos would be up there, but they don't reference that. It's a missed opportunity.
I mean, yeah, it's probably
or is it assumed?
Well, I don't know. Like, she's so deep into the social media. No, because I think at some point they make a reference to her, like, tweeting a cute cat video or something to that effect. So, I mean, I'm sure she's got some involvement there with all the interwebs knowledges. You can't really go to the internet without finding... I can sneeze and hit 4 cute cat videos.
Yeah, that's true. And it's not a bad thing. It's better than getting the people that complain about drama, but then they're creating drama. That always cracks me up. It's like, but you're doing the very thing you say you don't like.
Yeah.
It's like the first Facebook status update is, I really hate gossipy people. Then the next status update is, man, she looks so fat in that dress.
Right.
Like,
I
wow.
cannot stand people who talk about other people on the internet. But on that note, did you guys see Jenny? What?
What was she thinking?
Time out, pineapples. What?
That's often been a recurring theme on this show, talking about mouth garbage and how people need to be at least cognizant, I think would be the word of that. The fact that they do that, or that's a thing.
Yeah, they're just there's no self-awareness, like none. They're like, oh well, it's very almost hypocritical, I guess.
Yep, the double standards. Double standards are too real. Tiger Claw in the chat over at All Games he's giving me a sort of addendum to what I said about me being a hardcore casual. He says, "No, you're hardcore, Yogizilla, but you're not the type that would be yelling if you're losing in a game." He says, "When that happens, instead of you yelling and being all angry when you lose in a League of Legends game, you just cry." I think that's what he's trying to say. He wrote it kind of in Ebonics. Are you still waking up, Tiger Claw? I'm messing with you, bro. I love you, man. But speaking of waking up early and being half awake, I don't know why, but I woke up at 7 a.m. this morning, and that's definitely not something I do on a weekend, no less.
Yeah.
And I was going to go back to bed, get a couple more winks, and I said, you know what? Might as well seize the day. But you know, usually when you'd wake up at around this time, I still enjoy Saturday morning cartoons, but that's not even a thing anymore, is it?
Not really. Like, there's so many channels just dedicated to cartoons. You've got Boomerang and like, I don't even think Nickelodeon hardly shows cartoons if it's not like SpongeBob.
Yep. It's devalued the whole Saturday morning cartoon thing.
Yeah, because you just get them anytime now, but they've got to compete with the internet. So,
but see, to me, the whole thing about Saturday morning cartoons is that it teaches kids a good habit of getting up early and seizing the day, right? Because when it kind of hurts when you see these kids that don't get up till like noon, and then like when they gotta go to school, it's like a fight, and I hear that from lots of parents, you know. So you know, Saturday morning cartoons. Sometimes if you really want it to be aggressive, sometimes there'll be good cartoons at like 5 or 6 in the morning. You're like, yeah, get a bowl of cereal and enjoy. You know, and then some kids would just skip the educational one. That's when they go fix themselves some food or go potty or whatever.
That was me.
Oh, you didn't like Schoolhouse Rocks?
Dude, it wasn't bad. It just wasn't as good as bacon. Like, if you had to make a choice, it was like, okay, I could see Schoolhouse Rock, or I could eat breakfast and make sure I'm back in time for like Gummy Bears and He-Man and all those cartoons that I was really into. And I mean, it's cool, Schoolhouse Rock, but it's Saturday. I just spent the last 5 days learning stuff. I don't watch. I watch Saturday morning cartoons to vegetate. Like,
that's true.
To teach me something. Go get breakfast.
It's like you're going all ABC after school special on me. Try to stick that edutainment. No, you can't mix them together. It's either educational or entertainment. It can't be both. But I think it can be. You gotta do it right. Some of those Schoolhouse Rocks tunes are really catchy, you know.
They are, and they're very pop culture-y. I mean, like, if people don't know Conjunction Junction,
what's your function?
Like YouTube that right now.
See, and I think if we had more stuff like that, people would not use prepositions and conjunctions incorrectly. There's really like the English language is deteriorating as a whole. The way people I've come across writers, and mind you, writers are not always best at grammar. They're good with the weaving the narrative, but they're making really newbie mistakes, like not knowing when to use a contraction form of your and using your. That's pretty serious in the writing world. Like, and they write in their profile, "am writer," not "I am a writer," "am writer." Like, and I'm cringing.
One thing I thought was hilarious is there was a wrestler, Mick Foley. He was Mankind and had a lot of personas in wrestling. He's also a New York Times best-selling author multiple times.
Mm-hmm.
But one of the books he released was, it was called like Foley is God and the Real World is Faker Than Wrestling. And no one called him on it. And so one day he was like, my book's been at the top of the best-selling list for about 4 weeks now, and I just thought I'd point out that you don't even have to use proper grammar to get a bestseller these days because faker's not a word. And he called himself out on it, like on Twitter. It was the most hilarious thing I'd ever read.
It's true. I mean, you could just make whatever word you want, and some people adopt it, and it becomes part of our vernacular.
Mm-hmm. That's how we got muggle and various other things. As a matter of fact, the word selfie is in the dictionary.
Yeah.
We were talking about the whole selfie thing, and it seems kind of selfie themed today. Selfie is actually in the dictionary.
And not Urban Dictionary like Oxford or Merriam-Webster,
Yeah,
real dictionaries. Oh, man. So, let's talk about the lovely things we'll be discussing today during tea time. And these will be tentative because I wanted to cover a lot today, but we'll keep a very relaxed kind of environment here, so there's going to be banter. But in the first half, we're going to do our Before We Go Deeper segment, where we do some announcements and important things that are geeky antics and timey-wimey tea time related. Hashtag TWTT, make sure you use that, get it trending. Then we'll do our Who News segment, which is our Whovian and Geeky News section. And then we're going to do our special feature, which is going to be our favorite selfie, which actually is not about our favorite photo of ourselves, but rather a wonderful show called Selfie.
Yes.
Then in the second half, we're going to kind of transition from the show Selfie and think a little, ponder, muse perhaps, a bit about social media and how it's used, especially in video games.
Oh, you heard that? Gaming content.
There you go. Keeping the gaming content covered. Because we are on Twitch, and it's predominantly a gaming network. Well, at least that's what they say, but really it's not. Twitch is, let's be honest, it's more of a glorified campsite, and the games are a backdrop. Let's just be honest.
That is a whole nother topic for a whole nother show that doesn't... I'm going to save that for a less family-friendly show.
Yeah. I mean, and I want to just kind of make sure I punctuate that properly. I'm not being, sexist or chauvinist, or salty or bitter. Nothing of the sort. I'm just being realistic, because men just as much as women get objectified, and I see a bunch of women that are in the channel because the guy's good looking, and vice versa. So, hey, if it works, why not? But anyway, moving on. I just want to make sure I say that before people say, hey, that's not true. It's all about the video games. Like, no, because if it was about the video games, you'd go to YouTube. Let's be honest. It's about the people connection or the eye candy, But the next thing up after the social media and video games discussion, and I know, Oolong, you're trying really hard not to go down that road. I know. I'm not trying to bait you. I'm trying not to bait you.
I'm telling you, you know what? I know what I'll say. Like, I will specifically say if someone wants to discuss further that topic, they pick another podcast in Geeky Antics, tweet at me, and I will be there to voice my opinion.
Yes, and Obi says that he'd like to go revisit that topic. He wants to table that discussion for the Sunday dose, where we definitely do not pull any punches.
Yeah, I'll be there. I will discuss that. All you guys want.
He says, wait, what are we talking about? I can't remember already. He's writing all in caps, too. It's kind of scaring me. Is he going to mug someone? I don't know what's going on here.
Maybe he has sticky keys.
Now, I'm actually really excited. If we can actually make it to the gaming verse, and again, we used to always take a little intermission during our live show, but we're going to go straight through into the second half. And so we can make it into our gaming verse discussion, where we're going to go deep on our latest video games, some tech stuff on the tech side of gaming, some deals, and yeah, and then we'll do our outro. And I think we will make it. I think we'll make it, and we won't go over, and we won't go on. I think it's gonna be just right.
Yeah, I think we can do this. I got faith. This is the week. This is the week we can stay on schedule. Maybe
we shall do it. we shall do it. All right, let's check the chat real quick here. Tiger Claw says that I woke up this morning because I'm still recovering from the greatness that was the new Star Wars The Force Awakens trailer, aka teaser number 2. We'll talk about that briefly in the Whovian news, the Who News segment. Not really Whovian, but it's, you know, geeky.
It's fandom.
It's fandom. It's creative. That's it. That is within the scope, within our universe here in the show. So yeah, it is kind of in my mind. It actually didn't impact me as much because you'll see soon here what's been on my mind. This is a particular game actually that's been consuming my soul in a good way. And Taylor wants to know who would win in the fight between Doctor Who and Darth Vader.
Doctor Who.
Yeah.
All he has to do, sonic screwdriver the helmet, Darth Vader can't breathe, GG.
I was just going to say that, like, done.
Damn, I shut off your inhaler.
I actually have a sound bit for that, but we're going to keep moving. I'm not going to pull it up. I'm trying to guess, you know, if I soundboard, it's going to be a slippery slope, I know. And plus, Derek H. over at All Games doesn't like soundboards, so I won't troll him today. Love you, Derek. But for those of you, and by the way, this is the segment now. Before we go deeper.
Dun dun dun.
Dun dun dun. So for those that want in on the Heroes of the Storm goodness, Oolong and I have codes, and a bunch of people that are part of the gang. Hashtag the gang. I'm going to keep hashtagging things in the spirit of Selfie.
Yeah.
More so than usual.
Hashtag sorry, not sorry.
Hashtag terrific. Or shall we say fantastic. Hashtag fantastic.
Hashtag hot codes.
Yeah. We have hashtag beta codes to share with you guys. So if you want in, let us know, because you can no longer buy into the beta, I believe. But we'll revisit that again. We'll talk more about that. I don't want to jump ahead. But for those that missed it, the Mega Awesome giveaway was done. Lord Rakdos won. We also did a Star Wars Humble Bundle giveaway that went to Medi, aka Crazy One, on Twitch. And that's Crazy without the A. Good guy. Make sure you check out his channel. Really, really humble, friendly guy. He was even suggesting, hey, you know what? Give it to someone else that really wants it more than me. You know, and I'm like, no, man, come on. You always support us, so you deserve it. And it was completely random. And then like we chose someone and said, here, this is the person that's going to get it. It's sweepstakes. Giveaways, they're random. And so congrats again to our winners. It's great. It's always great to be able to do that kind of stuff. And you know, really, it's our sponsors and our people that donate to the channel that make that kind of stuff possible. You can see our sponsors and our what I like to call the Hall of Heroes at GeekyAntics.net/sponsors. And I want to particularly shout out Rafflecopter, which I think is the only way anyone, or at least small businesses and streamers, should be doing giveaways. It's a great way to create some buzz, some brand awareness, make your content viral, shall we say? And you could own it, the giveaway, and get more value out of that giveaway. So you're giving back to the community, but you're also building more value for yourself. You're growing your audience. Rafflecopter.com. Make sure you check them out. Let them know that the fine folks over at Geeky Antics sent you. And also, I want to thank ShinyPrints.com, where if you want to get a really cool gift that people would be surprised by, because a lot of people are not aware of this, but you could print photos and art on metal, and it looks amazing. And it's heat resistant, water resistant. You don't have to worry about framing it, because it has its built-in protective layers because it's printed on metal. All you gotta just worry about is mounting. And you know what? ShinyPrints.com, for as little as $12, you can order your shiny print, whether it's a custom design of your choice, a photo or art design, and the mount is included. It's a no-brainer. Head over there. Head over there now.
Hashtag sponsor hype. That's
right. And once again, I want to remind everybody, we are live on allgames.com, hashtag allgames, and twitch.tv/GeekyAntics every Saturday at noon Eastern, 5 p.m. in London, 4 p.m. in Madrid. And if you missed the live show, we usually are very good about putting our videos up on the YouTubes. Check out youtube.com/GeekyAntics.
Hashtag missed it, but I caught it.
Or search Twitter for hashtag TWTT, Time Miami Tea Time. Anything else that comes up in there that had nothing to do with writing, video games, Doctor Who, fandoms, anything like that, anything that might be suspect, I'm sorry that the hashtag was probably hijacked. But it's been pretty, it's actually been good. I think we finally owned that hashtag. It is officially ours. That's the thing about hashtag. Anybody can jump in on it and change the conversation completely. So, search that hashtag at your own risk.
Yeah, but see, we've got fandom. That's dedication. Most people don't know. So we can outlast. We can outlast until we've got it.
And hey, BFT says he has a metal print. It's a bald eagle with an American flag and mountain in the background. That's patriotic as heck.
Nice.
Merca.
Hashtag
Merca.
Merca.
I wonder how annoyed some people are going to be listening to this. Like, come on. Okay, we get it.
There's so many hashtags. Why? Hashtag? No?
Hashtag. Oh my gosh. If we get that trending, would the internet like implode upon itself?
It could.
Whoa. Hashtag.
Yeah.
It would just break everything. Because then you don't know, like, am I double hashtagging or I'm actually writing out the word hashtag? Mm-hmm. The world may never know. It's like the owl in the Tootsie Roll pop, yep. Remember? Mm.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and I get to be extra goofy because tomorrow's my birthday, so I got to be a little bit hyped about it. It still kind of means something. I'm getting older and wiser. Yeah, April 19th, guys. Feel free to send ponies and cute cat videos my way. I keep asking for a pony, never get one. I don't know. Oh well, a man can dream. But again, I will warn everyone that our other shows on Geeky Antics on the Geeky Antics Network and on our friends over at AllGames.com and United Broadcasting Network, where we syndicate our content and when we do a lot of collaboration and cross promotion. The content over there that compared to TWTT may not be age appropriate or dare I say your cup of tea. Oh, I set you up so good. You could have said hashtag your cup of tea.
No. I was gonna say hashtag punny.
Good one.
Punny.
I like that one better.
It's when the puns are funny. You just hashtag punny.
Oolong, do you have a couple of calls to action? Do you have something you want people to rally around, perhaps?
I do. For anyone who's perhaps heard the show before, I'm sure you already know. If for you who may just be catching us for the first time, we want your comments. We want to know, what do you guys think about anything? Hashtag Yogi's Pony, hashtag ranting, hashtag enough with the hashtags. Any of these, if you want to leave us any kind of messages, YouTube comments, tweets. I mean, there's tons of places you guys can do this. YouTube, obviously, you leave it on the YouTube videos and the YouTubes on the internets. We have all sorts of options. Twitter, there's tons of ways. Just hit hashtag TWTT and feel free to leave any other hashtags there. Just so we kind of know we can keep up with you guys.
Sound legit?
They can voicemail us if they want to talk it out in their own voice. They want to express themselves. There's always that option. Hashtag voicemail. And if you guys are feeling like you want to tell us something, if you guys want to send Yogi some birthday wishes in voicemails, or tell us we rant or we're a little random, it's cool. We're more than happy to hear it, and especially if you want to do it in your own voice. So if you're calling us within the U.S. to leave a voicemail, the number is 206-415-4987. If you're calling from outside of the U.S., it's 011-206-415-4987. Or if you don't want to use your phone, maybe you got minutes, maybe you're on that old school phone, you could always just email us. If you want to go by computer, email us a short little MP3, TWTT@GeekyAntics.net. Now, we ask that you try and make it about 2 minutes top end, but ideally we're looking for about 30 seconds to a minute. That's long enough to, say, hey, how you guys doing? You rant too much, hashtag over ranting, hashtag too many hashtags, hashtag happy birthday Yogi, whatever you guys want to leave. And we're more than happy to hear it. Maybe we play it on air, maybe we respond. Who knows?
Who knows?
You won't know until you try.
That's a good segue. Who knows? Well, you know what else? Who knew?
Who knew?
Who knew? Let's talk some news.
All right.
We're gonna try to breeze through this. We got lots to cover, guys. Lots. But free to play weekend on Steam is the Endless games, the Endless series, I guess you call it. So you have, I believe, just Endless Space. Maybe Endless Legend is also free to play. Maybe all. I think actually all the Endless games from Amplitude, I believe, is the company, are free to play this weekend on Steam. Which, if you don't know what Steam is yet, and you consider yourself a gamer, where have you been? It's a game client / marketplace where you can get tons of sweet deals and free to play games and know what your friends are playing and socialize and join groups, and it's so much fun. And it's a free download for Steam, so why not get it? But they have massive discounts on the whole franchise. You can save 50% or more on a lot of these titles. And this includes one of my personal favorites that I always bring up on almost every podcast and website and whatever discussion I'm in about games, especially indie games. Dungeon of the Endless, so good. But there's also Endless Legend and Endless Space. Yeah, and these are like roguelike or roguelites if you prefer. So it's basically permadeath, randomized scenarios, and essentially endless replay value. So they branded it very well because it's never ending. It's endless, never ending story. Sorry, but Mortal Kombat X is out, so people are talking about that. From what I hear from our friends over at the West Radio Show, it's actually a downgrade from Mortal Kombat 9 because the story is lacking. But who really plays those games for the story? But gameplay mechanics-wise, I guess is more the same. They have more characters. One thing that I thought was neat is that they have a faction system. You earn faction points by playing online, and then you can unlock faction fatalities. Interesting. So, like, it's a currency system / way to get you to play the game more online and offline. So,
also adding to hashtags. They've got a hashtag for that, too, which is hashtag play with each other.
Yes, they do.
So let's just get that out there. I mean, we've thrown so many hashtags.
That's suggestive. But you read into that what you want.
You're sitting on a couch, your friend's there, you're playing with each other. It's an in-person one-on-one. I don't see how that could be misconstrued.
Hashtag couch co-op. Kids, we probably don't recommend searching that one. But you could go over to I believe it's worstradioshow.com and check them out. We do, and actually, if you're listening to the podcast, we do hope that you're 18 or older, because they do have that on our Twitch channel. There's a minimal age in there, because it is an adult-oriented show. A lot of adult themes there. GTA 5 is out on the PC, and I have mixed feelings about it. I'm not going to get into it, because, my rant on that. But after that mishandled launch on the so-called last-gen gaming consoles, I just don't feel like I'm going to give them my money again. But then it's like all my friends are on the PC side version. It's like, maybe we'll see.
Yeah.
As we mentioned earlier, Star Wars came out with the new The Force Awakens, basically Episode 7. Right? Episode 7? No, wait. What are we up to? 6? Yeah, 7. 7 teaser number 2, the new trailer. And I am excited. Harrison Ford's there, and people were ragging on him, saying he didn't age well. But I wish I could look that good when I reach his age. I'm excited about it.
It looks like it could be really good. And I mean, let's be fair, it didn't catch as much. Okay, aside from the Harrison Ford, it didn't catch as much heat as the the handguard lightsaber. So.
Oh Lord, yeah.
Yeah.
People love to overanalyze things, though.
They do, but I saw some really good explanations. It's a whole thing. Actually, there's another trailer that came out that I was really excited about. The first real full trailer we've seen for Batman v Superman.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, so good.
That's the thing too.
Oh, so good.
But we all know Batman's gonna win.
Well, yeah. Well, Yes, technically he should. Again, I'm not starting that. That's another whole rant. Like, get me in on comic books. I see what you tried to do there, but no, I'm just slap it away. Hashtag slap it away.
Technically, you started it. Hashtag you started it.
Hashtag deal with it.
So what else we got in the news?
Man, recently just announced Disney XD is going to be adding a little bit of Doctor Who to their existence, but they're only adding David Tennant episodes. So they're skipping Christopher. They're not bringing in Matt Smith. They're just covering the David Tennant episodes of Doctor Who, but it is coming to Disney XD. So we're starting to see a lot more kind of mainstream for it. And they're pulling towards a younger generation. I think it's really interesting that they decided to make this choice. And I don't know, like it.
See, this brings to question something that we've toiled with quite a bit, which is whether Doctor Who is really family friendly. And I still feel it is, but Disney, that's an interesting choice. And XD is a little bit more a mixed bag of treats, because that's also where they have Star Wars Rebels. I don't have the channel.
Yeah.
It's a premium channel, and I don't want to make Comcast any richer than they already are. But I don't know. But I'm surprised. Maybe they're not putting Matt Smith into the lineup yet. They're going to stagger them. But I think David Tennant era and Matt Smith era are both very kid-friendly, because they're kind of like the goofier, lovable, teddy bear type doctors.
See, I was thinking that's why they started with the whole David Tennant. They kind of skipped Christopher because he was a little more serious. And then once you got to Tennant, he's really goofy and just funny. You know, he's got that kind of ha 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 about him. But I gotta think there's still gonna be, I don't know, there's some sketchy episodes I'm wondering if they're really going to air or not.
I wonder if they will censor or edit them in any way.
I think they might. We'll have to see. It's one of those things, but you know, them announcing it's a big step for the mainstreaming of kind of Doctor Who as a whole, and it's real influence since it's come over to America.
Absolutely.
This is one of the first times in the new Doctor Who we've seen it kind of go back to its roots, where maybe they're acknowledging that, you know, for kids, it can be educational. A little bit of history, a little bit of science. It's going to be interesting to see what they do with it, to say the least.
And the last thing I would point out about it is it's an interesting choice in network. That wouldn't be one of my first thoughts, that it would be Disney, but I can see the fit, right? Because, I mean, this Disney now also, you know, owns Marvel and that wonderful universe. So it makes sense, right? I guess they're trying to diversify their content. Yeah. But not sci-fi? Like, okay.
I think XD is also kind of for like tweens to teens as their market. So, I mean, I think that also plays kind of a part as to why that's where they gave it its location. It's not like official Disney Channel because it's more oriented towards the teen to, you know, tween kind of area.
Yeah, that makes sense. I can tell by that. And Doctor Who complements Star Wars very well. I mean, Star Wars has borrowed from Doctor Who. Just saying.
Yeah.
Just gonna put that out there. But yeah. BFT says, bum.
Hashtag bum.
That's gonna be a thing. I'm gonna sound bit that. But BFT says that they must not like custard and fish sticks.
Right?
Now I'm hungry. It always comes back to food.
Always.
But what else we got?
Hashtag bottom.
Hashtag bottom.
Oh, man. Is this still going?
It is.
That is amazing.
I checked it yesterday. It looks like it's still open.
Oh, that's phenomenal. So you guys get to know what we're talking about. A while back, I was letting you guys know, and since this is a very kind of selfie oriented episode, it was canceled back on November 7th, 2014. Small tear, a little bit of internal crying.
Mm-hmm.
But
that's probably the quickest I can think of, like in recent years, that a show's been canceled. It was like 4 or 5 episodes in.
Yeah,
that's rough.
And but we're, people are rallying. They're trying to get it back on. Well, at least in some form or fashion. It was a really good show, and we'll be talking a little bit more in depth about it with kind of one of the featured segments. They wound up canceling it, and it was a really good show, really smart, witty, made you think, really good. So what they're doing right now is there's people who have several petitions kind of out there to bring Selfie back.
Mm-hmm.
Now, one of the petitions can be found at change.org, and it's change.org/p/abc-bring-selfie-on-abc. And yes, I just went through all of that, so you guys will go over there, check it out, make sure, sign it. For such a smart show, it's something I feel they really do need to bring back. Currently, over 2,200 signatures are on the petition. So 277 are needed. Is that where we are?
Last episode that we checked, needed 277 more. Now we only need 240 more.
Oh,
there's been 37 more. Signatures since then.
So much better. So see, now if you guys go and add, that's another and another and another. I'd love to see everybody's name on that, because
everybody's mission should be, you do it and then tell 5 friends to do it as well.
And then hashtag it. Hashtag selfie petition.
Or just hashtag selfie.
Because that'll get so misconstrued. But hashtag selfie petition.
But if you do hashtag, you can do both. The rule of thumb, you can have in a tweet, at least you can have up to 3 hashtags, and then it's still effective. But if you do both of those hashtags, you'll go on an already established hashtag and hijack that, because people are obviously going to be talking about selfies, like, oh, this is about this hashtag selfie, check it out. And then people will look at selfies, because there'll be guys looking and they're like, oh, I want to look at some girls taking pictures of themselves. Say hashtag selfie, let's see what's going on. Oh, wait, what's this? Oh, it's selfie. Let me look it up the website. And then they go look at it and say, oh, it's not about selfie, but this girl's kind of cute. Okay, boo. Awesome. That's how it plays out in my head.
All right, fair enough. Hashtag selfie return, something like that. I'm good. Now,
one more thing here. There were some Humble Bundles this week, and I just double-checked them before the show, and I'm like, I kind of had to pull the trigger. Really shouldn't be spending the money, but it's helping charity, so that makes me feel a little more justified. And gosh, these are really good bundles. What do we have over there?
Oh man, there's the EA Origins Humble Bundle, which is just so good. I actually already purchased this one. Dragon Age Origins, Dragon Age 2, Bejeweled, Peggle, which are probably 2 of my favorite puzzle games. A little bit of throwback, Command and Conquer Generals, Dead Space 2, the Medal of Honor Allied Assault War Chest.
By the way, the Command and Conquer Generals also has a 0-hour expansion as well.
Yeah, they threw in the 0-hour expansion, Mass Effect 2.
Oh,
when you get that,
so good.
What they don't tell you is there is a ton of free DLC that comes with that, as well as the soundtrack.
What?
An art book. Yeah, it's not even listed there, but when I got it, it came with all of that stuff, and they're still adding to it. Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare, which for me is still a better arcade shooter than Call of Duty Advanced Warfare.
and still a better love story than Twilight.
Always. That's what I was going to say about Dead Space 2, speaking of Twilight.
Oh, that's a great game too. Oh, so good.
And so that's what's going on with the Origin bundle, and then of course the Strategy 2 bundle. Frozen Synapses Prime, Shattered Planet, Skulls of Shogun. Those are the ones you can just get for like $1, $1 and a penny, something like that. And then if you go above what's currently $3.76, we'll say $4, assuming you may be catching this a little later.
Yep.
There's Castle Storm and Bloodsports TV added on that, and if you go
Bloodsport
over 12,
TV, which is like inspired by Diablo and Smash TV in a way,
which is so good.
Yeah, I'd love to play that with the community. It's not like a good time, like just nice visceral fun, like an unthinking game where you're just kind of just going about and unwinding a little bit. You need it sometimes, a good palate cleanser.
Yeah,
I love a good narrative, but sometimes you just want some good action. Be done with it.
Yeah, if they go over 12, Endless Space Emperor Edition.
And I love the Endless series, man. I'm telling you.
Yeah,
good stuff, especially Dungeon of the Endless. But what boggles my mind is that this is EA, who we've known the Origin bundle. This is the second Origin bundle, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
And EA, we've always known them lately, at least in recent years, the past decade or so, to be kind of nickel and diming money grubbers. But this is $134 worth of content for around $5. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm looking at the counter, and it's still like there's still people buying. Like you see the little thing counting up. It's crazy.
Oh yeah.
Oh whoa! It just like went through a big jump. Boggles my mind. But oh yeah, for around $10 for both of those bundles, depending on what you go for, or if you always throw more, you don't have to pay the minimum. Obviously, but I'm saying like if you're paying the minimum, that's a lot of stuff. Good gracious, I don't even know. So we talked about it earlier, but Lost Girl is back, but neither one of us has had a chance to catch up, right?
Yeah, I'm missing. I haven't seen the most recent episode, so
we have time.
No spoiler worries. I haven't seen it. No one's spoiling it for me. I'm not spoiling it for you guys.
So we have 2 weeks to catch up on it and get all our duckies in a row. So not bad. That's all for the Who News segment.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about our favorite selfie, the show selfie.
Oh yeah, but first, let me take a selfie.
Did you actually take a selfie?
I did not on my phone instead. But
if you take a picture of yourself, quickly print it and put it on the shelf, is it a shelfie? Because I always end up saying shelfie. So we need to make that a thing.
You know what that is? That's when you take a selfie, send it off to shinyprints.com, get it put on a piece of metal, and then set it on your shelf.
That is very much a thing you could do.
That's what makes it a shelfie, because then it's there displayed prominently for everyone to see.
Yeah, for around $12. For around $12, I think right now you can get an 8x12 printed on Chroma-Lux high grade, the industry grade, the industry leader in quality. Super durable, high brightness,
perfect
aluminum
material for a shelfie.
Hashtag
shelfie.
Hashtag shameless plug. That's right. Hey, we gotta show our sponsors some love, but we do it in a fun way, I like to think so. Hey, look, we got bills to pay.
I like what they do, so if I didn't, I'd be like, oh yeah, those guys, go for them. I like what they do. I think they do something kind of cool. It's a nice new take, especially in the world where everything's going digital and we're not really getting that
the physical stuff. Yeah,
like me and my roommate are always back and forth about books, buying a paper book versus let me just download the next book in the series on my computer. It's like, yeah, but then you can't hold the book.
You don't get that new book smell either.
Yeah, you can't dog ear a page. How you gonna do that?
There's something to be said. Like, I know digital is great. Digital distribution is great for everyone involved. It saves publishers money. It passes profit to the artists, the content creators, and it passes savings down to the consumer. In theory, when done properly, they have a lot more margin to play with, which is why Steam has insane sales and Humble Bundle could do what they do. But it's just something to be said about having something physical. It creates an attachment, like a sense of ownership, like it's treasure. Mm-hmm. Especially with a book. You break it in, dog ear pages, write notes in the margins, make it your own,
True. Wait, hashtag tangent. We got to go back to the main core.
Yeah, so Selfie is a show that used to be on ABC, and it speaks so much to modern times. You know, on the surface, it seems like a silly show with really good-looking people, and you know, this like kind of it has almost like a soap opera luster to it, the way it's shot. But that initial impression would be unfair because the show is quite the social commentary on the disconnect. I feel the disconnect between human beings these days due to new media and the overall information or content overload that we experience. Would you think that's a fair assessment, Oolong?
Yeah. I mean, it didn't hit me so much as like soap opera. I was more when I first started. Like first time I think I ever saw it, I was like, okay, it's kind of like a sitcom. You know, because we get the introduction to the characters, and there's, you know, some are more quirky, some are more serious, but it felt very kind of like sitcom-y to me.
Oh yeah, it definitely does. I mean, more like when you look at the way it's filmed, it has that kind of like look to it in a way at times. But then maybe that's probably not a very good assessment, that part. But yeah, it definitely is a sitcom, but there's so much more to it. ABC's kind of big on sitcoms too because they got Fresh Off the Boat, Blackish, Modern Family, and those are all good shows on their own. I've actually checked out those shows, but I feel like the writing here is a lot smarter, and it's not like forcing morals or lessons down your throat. It's very subtle about it. It's very smart about the way it does. I think it's very intelligent writing.
Yeah, definitely. I like a lot of the ways they've done kind of things like that, and like I was explaining a while back to someone, it is even the name of the show, you know, Selfie. Oh, let me take a selfie, which is an image of myself. But the show itself is about self-image. It's beyond, you know, what the picture kind of shows, and they really go so in depth with it. It again, and I think this is a great reason we should have it on a show with Doctor Who, is because there's always those underlying things in Doctor Who, and now we've got that underlying in even Selfie, and it's really well done. It's really intelligent, really kind of witty how they perform that.
Yeah, I mean, that's such an important thing because what happens, like, you know, social media is a big part of this show, and just new media as a whole. Just the way people interact with each other, dating sites, and you know, Instagram and weird stuff like that. Like, it's not as personal as it used to be. So because of the way we interact with people, because of the way we form connections, because of the things that we find validation in, our self-image has been impacted. Because like, how many people get stuck on like things like, for a little while it used to bother me that I'm on Twitter. I was one of like the first people to adopt Twitter. I got a solid audience, right? And people that have smaller audiences than me got the little blue check mark next to their name on Twitter because they're verified accounts. But I can't get that for myself or for Geeky Antics. And I'm like, why? And it used to bother me so much, but now I'm like, who cares? But it's like little things like that we put so much value in, like, you know, how many people retweet stuff, how many people, you know, share our stuff or comment or like. But what does that really mean? Like, what does it really do for you in the long run, right?
Yeah, I think the instant gratification is what he calls it in like the very first episode. He's like, you crave that instant gratification of, oh, someone liked my post, or someone has favorited or retweeted, or you know, whatever in the digital world, and that instant gratification hooks people almost like a drug.
It does, because the thing is, the effects of they're so fleeting that you keep seeking more of it. You know, you get that fix, and it's a quick feeling like of accomplishment. And then you realize it wasn't really much of a big deal. You move on. You're like, I want more of that, you know, and it never ends because you're not really you're filling a void with something that's not with things that are not really of substance. But there's 5 unreleased episodes, by the way, folks, on the ABC app and the website. You can watch them for free. Though actually no, the ABC, because is it ABC that does this weird thing where you have to verify, validate who your cable provider is. No, that's NBC that does that.
Yeah, I don't think ABC does that.
Yeah,
They
because
might, but I mean, because a lot of people are really going to that now, but I don't think they do it yet.
yeah, I think ABC only does that for like the latest episode. You have to wait a little bit after it premieres, and then they make it free for everybody. But NBC does it because they're owned by Comcast, which is annoying.
Yeah.
Did I mention that before? I don't like Comcast. But yeah, you watch 5 unreleased episodes on the ABC app or their website, and all of them were so good, and it made me even sadder. Like this was a happy treasure for me. I didn't even know that they had those episodes until, like, I don't know what I was going on the ABC app to watch. I think I wanted to check out. I was really curious about the show fresh off the boat because everybody was saying critics are raving about it. It's the best sitcom and blah, 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 blah. So, like, can it really be that good? So I checked it out. It's like, all right, it's cute, but, you know, it's like any other sitcom. Like, you know, you have a family that's dysfunctional, but they love each other and blah, 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 blah.
See, I actually I saw it on Hulu. Is where I saw those 5 apps.
Oh, really?
Yep. When I caught it, I'd caught it on Hulu. I'd seen that they actually had the 5 unreleased episodes. I was like, oh really?
Is it me or is Hulu stepping up their game and not falling behind?
They're both kind of, for me, they're both kind of falling behind. Hulu has also adopted that verify on certain things, and it annoys me when you can't get certain things except on your computer. Like,
oh, when you're watching via free, not a premium account.
Well, no, even like during a premium, like I'm a big fan of White Collar, as I've said many times, and
Yes.
like things of that. When I go to watch it on my my Xbox, it's especially with like USA shows.
I heard that they're still doing ads even for people that are paying.
They do.
What?
You still get ads, but you get shorter ads. Where
Oh,
most
my
people
goodness.
get like 4 30-second ads, I might get like 1 15-second ad.
I guess.
So it's okay, but it's not great. It's still annoying. And then when I go to like watch White Collar on my Xbox, it's like, sorry, this can only be viewed through a computer.
Oh, that's terrible.
And I'm like, what? I pay for this premium service and they're shorting me.
I don't get it. I just can't calculate that. I can't make sense of that in bad. Oh man. Anyway, but Tiger Claw likes the Selfie thing. He's like, that's something a Ninja Turtle would take. Yeah, that works too. A shell. Shell selfie. Yeah, I like that. Look at that. We might have to coin that hashtag Selfie.
Yep.
But there's a lot of lovable characters on this show. Like the supporting cast, and it feels like in these last 5 episodes they started to give more of those side characters more involvement in the storylines, and then it's like there's not gonna be any more unless they bring it back into another network or its webisodes if these petitions go through and cause some ripples.
Yeah.
It's kind of sad. Do you have any favorites? Any favorite characters you like?
Actually, the like the boss.
I love him
The
too.
boss character had me rolling. It like when he's sitting there in the one episode where he has lunch with like his son-in-law, and he's like, "What if I said this?" He's like, "I'd say that's your opinion. Is there anything else I can help you with?" He's like, "You should be in customer service." I was like, that is so perfect. Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh, I wish I had a boss like that. That, like, if I could work for a boss like him, I'd want to come back to corporate America. That's saying something.
Right.
Go back into the rat race. And that's telling you a lot, because if you know anything about me, I worked on Wall Street and a lot of high-pressure environments, and it sucked my soul, which is why now I'm a starving artist, and it's feast or famine, but at least now I'm happy.
Do what you love. Love what you do.
Exactly. But yeah, I love him too. You know, it's funny if you read like the comments that people leave in different fan sites. A lot of people were like, I'm not a big fan of the boss. He seems like he's an overactor." I'm like, but that's the whole point. Like, he's so like over the top. You know, like he tries too hard to be the cool boss, and it's funny.
You know who he reminded me of, like, as I was watching it, and I think it's part of the reason he's probably one of my favorite characters.
The boss from Office. The Office.
Nope. News Radio.
Oh,
Back
wow.
in the day, there was a show called News Radio, and they had a boss, Mr. James, and he was this like eccentric, rich business owner who always did something kind of goofy and wacky and out there, and that's what he kind of reminds me of. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's so perfect. Like,
I love it because like, remember that one scene where like he was like, oh, I read an article that said. In Korea, it's okay to kiss a man on the lips. So he like bring it in, and Henry thinks that he's bringing him in for a hug, and then he just holds his face and puckers up, and bam, and Henry's like, okay.
that is not acceptable. I don't know where you read that. Not acceptable.
Oh, it's so good. Like, I love the boss. There's characters that I think would be great if they showed more of them. I love Henry's assistant.
Oh my god, yeah.
He's such a burnout like stoner. Like his pants are sagging. Like you notice how like the shirt's like so stretched out and his belt buckle like way below his like waist. I'm like, oh my gosh, yes. He's such a like fresh out of like college or still in college kind of like intern type. But like I still don't care about anything really.
Yep, that's why I couldn't be corporate America. I'd be that guy. It's like, did you take any meetings? No, but you have like 3 later today. When are they? I don't know. Ask your receptionist. Okay, when are they? Oh yeah. I think I emailed them to you, and then just sneak out of the office while he checks his email.
And like every time you see him, he's always like walking somewhere, but it's like. He's smart. It's like if I just walk from one place to another, it'll look like I'm busy and no one will ask me anything. Right. You gotta know that's what he's doing. And he's got like the little Bluetooth headset on, like boop. Yeah, see, I'm busy. I'm being productive. No, you're not. You're probably just going to the kitchen to like take some like donuts or something.